Hello everybody, I am McCrory and today I'm back with a brand new video. Today we are reviewing another B&M box set from this year's brand new Doctor Who range. We have already looked at the 5th Doctor and Tardis from Caves of Androzani. It was kindly sent to me by character. This was not. I've just been out, got this, I'm very very happy with it, so I think we're just going to go through it same as last time. Just go through it, talk about the box, talk about the TARDIS box, then talk about the figure, you know, all that sort of thing. And then get my overall thoughts on it and whether you should pick these up. These are in stores now, select stores. I'm not going to guarantee that your local will have this. I had to go to 2 or 3 different shops to actually find any of the new ranges. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to get this. I've also got the 7th Doctor and Dalek set as well, which you might be able to see there. I'll be reviewing that in another video. So if you want to see that, leave this video a like, tell me in the comments, and you can stay tuned as well. Anyway, we'll talk about the box first before I try and open it. Your standard B&M box, almost, actually probably identical to the 5th Doctor one that we talked about last time. It's got the limited range, limited edition stamp on the front of it there. It tells you what it is. It's exclusive. It's a Doctor and TARDIS set, and it's very exclusive. It tells you what, what's in it, what it's from. Same on the top. So some lovely packaging. I'm not going to call that the 13th Doctor TARDIS because I got wrong, or some people in my Discord for calling it the wrong thing last time. It's a standard image of a TARDIS. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. There's nothing too exciting to talk about. It's got a picture on the side. It's got opening doors. And on the back, it's got some sort of stuff as well, which I'll hold up to the camera. If you can even read that. If you can't, then get it on the actual box. But it's a sort of breakdown of the story, what's happening in the story, where this TARDIS is from, and all that sort of thing. It's a pretty interesting one. I'm glad to have that as part of it, and it's it's a nice addition to the collection, really. But yeah, the most important thing is inside, so we're going to get in that right now. And there we have it, our TARDIS out of the set. Before we get into the main thing, we're going to talk about what we always talk about, which is this sort of interior card thing that we get with it. Hopefully I have a good shot of this on the actual screen here, but there's it's the bog standard thing. I can't remember the guy's name, and I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to say the guy's office, the sort of university professor-y type office that this story is in. Don't try and correct me in the comments. I genuinely, I'm reviewing a figure, I'm not reviewing the story, okay? You've got loads of little Easter eggs in here, though, like we did with the 3rd Doctor set and the 4th Doctor Regenerated one. There's loads at the moment down there. There's loads of... and there's books galore. I'm trying to have a look myself, actually. Yeah, there's books, there's props, there's loads of different things knocking about in the background there, as always. And they've done a fab job. They've got a carpet for the bottom as well. So, if you did want to display your B&M TARDIS box set with a background, you absolutely can do that. I have only got one of my backgrounds on display, and that's the one of the unit headquarters, because I think it's probably my favourite. I don't think I'm going to put this up. I think it's a little bit too dark for my stand, but I like it all the same, and it's an absolutely lovely little addition. And again, like I said in the last review, it's all about the little things for me, and it's absolutely one of those things. Talking about the actual stuff, like the actual toys and stuff themselves, we'll talk about the 4th Doctor first. I believe this is a brand new variant that we haven't had yet. I know a lot of people have made custom figures of this, but this is, I believe, I mean, it's definitely using parts from older figures. There's no denying that. But I think it's a gorgeous figure. The colours on the scarf are just exquisitely nice. I mean, they're so, like, they just pop. The colours just pop. I've got my original figure here from the 11 Doctors set from years ago, and you can tell the painting on the scarf is much better. And I do mean that. You can see the painting on the scarf, and the texturing on the scarf is a lot better because it's painted to look worn. It's painted to look like an actual scarf, whereas this one isn't at all. It's painted just with colours to try and make it look like a scarf. It is all one piece, but it does feel very plasticky. It doesn't really feel... I'm not expecting it to feel like an actual scarf, but I don't think it looks like one either, and I think that's a little bit of a letdown for me, because it just looks like a plasticky kind of add-on for me personally. But that being said, the colours do pop. The colours look gorgeous, especially on display, and from a distance it does look good. And the fact that the scarf's removable as well, we can actually have a look at the coat underneath. And the rest of the body, perfectly fine, perfectly normal figure. Unlike a lot of B&M figures, this one actually feels quite sturdy and quite well made, so take that as you will. I quite like that. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about the figure. It's your standard Tom Baker look. It's your standard Tom Baker. Yeah, it's slightly cheaper in terms of the paintwork because it's a B&M set and not an official character release. You're always going to get that. I'm kind of tired of saying it by now. And we're going to say the same thing about the TARDIS as well, so just get ready for that. But yeah, the face sculpt is a hell of a lot better than the one used on the last 4th Doctor TARDIS set we got earlier this year, the one with the freshly regenerated one. Was not a fan of that one, I'll be honest. Looks a bit more like Tom Jones, as you might remember. So now we'll talk about the box. The TARDIS box is an interesting one. I quite like it. The base is one of the new base sculpts, which has been used on the 5th Doctor and Androzani set, which I showed you last time. It's nicer, it looks better on display, and it looks a lot more accurate to the actual toy, and it does wonders for the rest of it, I think, personally, especially when you compare it to the old chunkier classic bases. Other than that though, well, other than that and the light, which we'll get onto, it is pretty much exactly the same in terms of model as the last released 4th Doctor box and the 3rd Doctor box which came out before it. It is just mostly a repaint, but I do appreciate the little functions. I do like the new base, as I've said, and I love the idea of including the new light on this. That sets it off perfectly, personally, for me. I think that's brilliant. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Even the speaker grill and battery compartment on the back, which again we've talked about before. We're not going to go on about because I've been on about it enough. We'll talk about the actual box itself. The box itself, yeah, massive step up. Similar to the Caves of Androzani one, the paintwork is just pristine on this. For a B&M figure, you're not expecting quality of like an actual full release, obviously. I don't anyway, and you probably shouldn't either. But considering, you know, what they had to work with, and the fact that the one released earlier this year not only looked a lot more glossy and horrible, but the paintwork was also, even though I praised that one when it came out in my actual review, it's just a lot more bland. It just looks so basic compared to the gorgeous, colourful one we've got here. And I'm not just talking about the blue, I'm talking about the windows as well. The reds and the yellows, all accurate to how the TARDIS looked in this story. The colour is a brighter blue, not too bright where you're getting like a 3rd Doctor box effect, that looked minging. But this actually looks quite realistic, quite nice, and kind of works as a definitive 4th Doctor box. It isn't obviously ever going to be exact to the original prop, you're never going to get that, but it is gorgeous. The signage hasn't been scuffed very much and it actually stands out really nicely. That's the police box sign, and the pull to open sign isn't too bad either, that fits in quite well. The doors both open as advertised on the box, and there is no interior card, like all of the classic boxes ever released into the Doctor Who range, and like all of those, I'll be adding my own interior card at some point later on. There is a big ugly battery compartment at the back with a speaker grill. Again, that's a downside with all of these, and no matter how long I keep reviewing B&M figures, this is probably never going to change, so I need to stop talking about it. It has a speaker grill, it has a battery compartment, but if you're displaying it face forward or to the side, no one displays a TARDIS from their back, do they? So, to me, it doesn't really matter at all. That being said, the light is gorgeous. That's the new addition to this set. We haven't got the standard classic light, we haven't got a new series light, we've got a brand new light sculpt which matches the kind of police siren look that we had in the story Shada. I think it sets off the box wonderfully, it makes it brilliantly unique, and to be honest, I'm just a big fan of it. I think the actual box itself does look gorgeous. Obviously we've had 2 released with this range, that and the Androzani one, and putting them side by side, I know which one's my favourite. It's the Androzani one, because it just naturally, just everything about it sets off so much nicer. And I do prefer the figure we got with the Androzani set as well. So it's very difficult to compare the two, because the Shada box, if it wasn't for the Androzani one, the Shada box set, including the figure, including the box, would be my favourite B&M release in terms of TARDISes. But it's just outdone by the Androzani one this year. But it does give me hope, because it means they're getting better and better and better. I personally, although I liked the 3rd Doctor box at the time, the only reason I really liked the 3rd Doctor box is because it was the first time I had that classic sculpt and I was dead excited to have it, and ooh, very fun. And then the 4th Doctor box came along and it was a big step up, and I really liked that. But the 2 that have been released for this new range are absolutely worth getting. They are gorgeous, they look brilliant on display, and they fit in really well with the Doctor Who collection, especially if you're trying to collect these boxes, especially if you're trying to display your Doctors on display. The Shada box is perfect for that. It's totally unique. It's a one of a kind, because obviously the new light, the new bottom, it does have some significant differences, and I think that is absolutely worth noting. It's more unique than that of the 5th Doctor box, which is just, other than the base, a repaint of the 7th Doctor box, which was released years ago. This new light function, I mean, it just looks gorgeous. It would be much nicer if it had electronics, but you're never always going to get that. So I think, given what we've got, you know, given comparison, I'm very hopeful for the future ranges for B&M. I really, really do suggest you go out to B&M in the UK and go pick one of these up. Before I do continue, I will say though, loads of people try and scalp these on eBay for loads of money. Do not give in to eBay scalpers, even if you're abroad. If you don't live in the UK, get in contact with someone who does, and see if they can send you one over at a fair price, whether it's like £1 or £2 more than the retail price just for like delivery or something. But do not be going out paying £80 to like £100 for these on eBay, because some people buy loads, and honestly I think it would be funnier if the people who've bought loads and wasted loads of money to try and sell them for higher prices online, if they don't get any money back, they're just going to be sitting with loads of TARDIS boxes and absolutely no money in their bank account. And I personally think that's a lot funnier. So do what you want, but I think if you're going to get one of these, don't go out of your way on eBay to get one of these things for an unreasonable price. Get it in the B&M shops, and if you haven't got a B&M shop near you, get in touch with a friend via Twitter, the Doctor Who community, Discord, all that sort of thing. Get in touch with someone who can, and ask them nicely. I'm sure you'll be able to find someone who says yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm really, really happy with this box set. I look forward to reviewing the 7th Doctor and Dalek set, which is coming soon, hopefully, probably next week. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it from me. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like, comment below for any more suggestions in the future. Subscribe to the channel with notifications already. I have got a Patreon page if you want to support the channel in any sort of way. Helps me get these boxes because they are expensive. For what they are, so I do appreciate people supporting on Patreon, because the more box sets I'm able to get, the more I can review for you guys, and the more I can give my honest opinions on. I was only sent that one by Character Options, so everyone else I kind of have to go out of my way to see which ones I actually do desperately want, which was only this one and the 7th Doctor and Dalek set for now, but we'll see in the future. So yeah, if you do want to support the channel, early access content, and get all that lovely gorgeous stuff, there is a link to the Patreon page in the description below. We've also got a Discord server if you want to join the conversation as well, so that's always optional, of course. You can jump on there if you want, you don't have to. It's fun though, occasionally, so yeah, that's a laugh. And that's pretty much it from me. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.